Hi everybody, I am back to finish off the stuffing dressing type recipe here. Things you're going to need are things that I use sometimes, usually. This is leftover cornbread that I have just crumbled up. I had this left over, I froze it, and I pulled it out of the freezer for this because I knew when I made it, it wasn't that far off till Easter, so I'm like, I can freeze it and use it then. Next thing you're going to need is Great Value or any brand turkey flavored stuffing mix. You're going to need the onions and the celery that you sauteed in the butter, 2 eggs, raw eggs, some sage, that one's from Dollar General, and you're going to need some chicken broth, chicken stock, something along that line. And I am going to need my scissors that I keep here. To open this. I am also going to need my can opener for my can of broth. If you buy the quart things of broth, those work fine too, especially if you're making a lot. You might need the larger ones. For the two of us, if I need to add a little bit of water or whatever, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and add a little extra sage. I kind of really like the flavor of sage. If you don't want to add more, that's fine. There's probably some already in here. So, you don't have to add extra. I choose to. Next I'm going to go ahead and dump in the crumbled cornbread in with that. And I am going to grab a spoon and just kind of mix those together. It's not that hard or anything. If you wanted to buy a box of the turkey stuffing and a box of the cornbread stuffing, that works as well too. Or if you wanted to make this with completely from scratch, I know a lot of people like the cornbread stuffing and that kind of thing. One hint that I'll give you, this time my dad did, and he made his from scratch and stuff, so he would use a pan of cornbread, and he would put the celery and the onions and the sage and some salt and some eggs and stuff down in there to make the dressing. But one thing he did when he was making his stuffing, which was primarily a cornbread stuffing, he'd use 3 or 4 pieces of white bread in there. Gives it a little extra moisture so that it's not so dry and crumbly. That's how I grew up eating dressing for the holidays. The reason I make it this way now is because a lot of times at the holidays, the food pantries and places will give you a box of stuffing mix to go with your holiday meals. So I just kind of dress up that and make it a little bit more like my daddy's recipe. Next, I'm going to add in the celery, the onions, and the butter. This also helps the moisture content. It keeps it from getting too dry when you bake it. If you are going to stuff a bird, it depends on the size of the bird as to how much of this you would need. I have made up to about a 25, 28 pound turkey before for holidays. Yes, I have. I've made those huge, huge turkeys before, y'all. And it's a lot of work, and you have to get up early in the morning to start them, or you ain't going to be eating anytime soon. And I don't use the pop-up timers because I don't like the consistency of the turkey. I mean, theoretically, it's safe to eat at that point. I just want to make sure it's completely done. Some people will put it breast side down or rotate it halfway through so that there's more juice in the breast. You keep it covered except for the last 30-45 minutes. It'll stay pretty moist. So, I've never had any complaints anyway. Like I said, I've been cooking turkeys for a long time at this point, y'all. Now, at this point, we've got about like that. I'm going to go ahead and add the eggs in. Now, some people would go ahead and whisk them ahead of time. Now, I just kind of put mine down in there and stir it in. I did give time for the celery and onions to cool down, or you would have scrambled eggs in here. That is another thing. You want to make sure that you've cooled your vegetables down. Some eggs do start cooking from heat, obviously. So, make sure that you've got it where it's at least, you know, not scalding hot and stuff. I had to take a few minute break, y'all. Just had to. I was getting tired. Like I said, now, it's not last week, week before I fell, and I'm still sore. Still sore. And I know people go, Jeannie, you should have gone to the emergency room or to your doctor. What are they going to tell me? My back's already shot. I've already had 2 surgeries. Not much they can do other than offer a 3rd surgery. And if the first 2 didn't work, why would I have confidence that another one would? If you've already tried something and haven't had good, successful results on surgeries, I am not a glutton for punishment, y'all. I might be one of them dumb old redneck girls, but I am not getting any more back surgeries. I would prefer to be in a wheelchair before I get another one. But that's just my choice. People I know that have had back surgeries, I've not heard anybody that's like, yeah, I'm 100% better, I feel great. Nah, not heard that one. And I know that this will need the whole can of this chicken broth. It will soak it up. And when I get ready to take this and bake this, it will not be soupy or anything. It's a little soupy in spots right here. But, you know, you have to let your liquids soak in fairly well. That's why my daddy was up making dressing and stuff at like 6 o'clock on Thanksgiving morning, on Christmas morning. You know, he was usually up first, and I was usually up second. I would give him time to get in there and get his stuff done, and while he was had that bacon, I'd usually get that turkey ready to go and get it in the oven and stuff when the dressing came out, and then we could just heat that up for a few minutes right before we were getting ready to eat and stuff. So, and as you can see, that's already soaked up quite a lot of the broth and stuff in here, and it smells really, really good. You know, a lot of people will make the stuffing on the stovetop or whatever, hence the name of one of the popular brands. But baking it in the oven. Just, it gives it that little bit of crunch on the outside and the soft inside, and it tastes really good. So, I will probably do some video things on Easter maybe, but this is just how I do the stuffing. You just put it in like the saucepan you need, 8x8, number 13, you know, 11x14. You know, you have to do it based on the size of the crowd you're feeding. If you've got more people, of course you're going to need more than what I fixed today. If you're feeding, you know, 10, 15 people for a holiday, you know, you might need 3 or 4 or 5 boxes of the stovetop. It says that it's got about 6 servings of, that's half a cup. Ain't nobody in my family going to just eat a little half-cup serving. We going to eat, especially at the holidays now. I've been trying to get back on the weight loss thing, but at the holidays, all bets are off. Holiday calories don't count, y'all. I am a firm believer in that. What you eat on a holiday, they don't come around that often. So, anyway. But I'm just really thankful this Easter, you know. We're going to have us a good meal and stuff. Anyway, right now, this is what the stuffing looks like. Like I said, I'll probably do some intermittent type video on Easter, possibly. And I will, you know, try to show y'all how I put stuff together and all that. I will see y'all later. Again, this has been Gina in the kitchen. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all so much for continuing to join in and participate and talk and be nice to each other and nice to me and all that good stuff. I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye. Hi, everyone. It's Gina. I am back in the kitchen today. And today is Easter Sunday, and we are going to make some deviled eggs. I have eggs that I already have boiled, hard boiled. That takes about 10 minutes in boiling water. I've peeled them and I've sliced them in half and put them in my tray. My tray holds 8 eggs, roughly speaking. It can hold a dozen, but I only used 8 because there's, yeah, you see how it's lined up there. So, once we get all that done, you want to take your yolks out, and you want to kind of mash those little things up. Now, I don't know why these are so tough, but we'll get them mashed. No fear here. We can get this done. Okay, everyone, we have got all the egg yolks kind of mashed up, busted up, whatever you want to say it. They're smushed. Are a lot more smushed than they were. So, my recipe is fairly simple. What I use is mayonnaise. I've got Hellmann's mayonnaise. This is mustard, just regular mustard. I'm trying to drain that down a little. I use salt and pepper. You can use things like olives or pickles or pickle relish or all kinds of stuff. What I'm doing here is just a basic recipe because we're going to have other stuff with this. If there's any in here. Actually, let me see if I can get any of this out. There's not much left. Fucking pause. Okay, y'all. had to get out some more mustard. That one was impossible. Now, it depends on how much, flavor you want. Mustard's got a lot of vinegar. If you don't like a lot of vinegar taste, don't put a lot of mustard. Or if you don't have mustard in your house, you can use plain vinegar, white vinegar. It's not the end of the world if that's all you've got left up in your house. We've done that. Now, I've been making stuff like this, like I said, for a long time, so I can pretty much do this without thinking about it much. I used, like you saw, a couple tablespoons full of the mayonnaise. Seasonings are to taste. The salt and the pepper, those are just like a to-taste kind of thing. And then you just easily mix these things up. Just make sure you get everything mixed together really, really well. And stuff. This is not the hardest recipe I'm going to make ever. This is one of my simple, uncomplicated, run-of-the-mill, holiday-type recipes. A lot of mine are. I try to keep stuff fairly basic so that it's stuff that everyone else, I had an escapee, y'all. And then to fill them, I don't even put this into one of those piping bags to do. I just carefully use my spoon, y'all. Just carefully spoon it in there. It's a lot easier. You already got a spoon dirty anyway from doing that. You have to mix it up, so you just kind of carefully put that stuff up in there. I am making a dang mess, y'all. No pause. Alright, y'all. I've got all my eggs stuffed. We had enough to stuff all of them. These will go in my refrigerator until later when I get ready to serve the dinner. You do not want to let eggs sit out very long, and especially mayonnaise, or you will get sicker than a dang dog. And last thing you want to do at Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, or any other holiday is make people sick and give them food poisoning. So with this, you can put pickles, olives, that kind of stuff. That's normally what will go with mine, pickle, olives, that kind of thing, because I make such a basic deviled egg without the pickles in it. I put the pickles alongside it, that way people can kind of control what they're doing. My Easter stuff that I'm doing is probably going to end up being like 2 or 3 days worth of stuff that I'm going to show you what I made. Anyway, I'm going to do a few more things today. I'm trying to do smaller videos on that and combine them into a longer one. I will see y'all later. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. It is Gina. I am back in the kitchen. Another video for today. I'm going to make a cheese sauce for my macaroni. My noodles have already been cooked. I am using the same pan that I cooked my noodles in. I hate to do a ton of extra dishes, y'all. My macaroni is actually in the pan I'm going to bake it in. While that's melting the butter, I'm going to go ahead and put about 2 spoons worth of flour in there, because that is the amount of butter I used, was 2 spoons full. I'm going to put this back where it belongs. And then we are going to mix this up. Anybody that knows anything about cooking knows that I'm making is a roux. I'm making us a roux to make our cheese sauce for our mac and cheese. And you need to cook the flour for about approximately 1 to 2 minutes, because it will taste like flour if you don't. At this point, I am also going to add in a little pepper, and I'm going to add in a little bit of salt. Not a lot. The other things you're going to need some milk. The other day you saw me shred the cheese, and I've got some Velveeta as well that I just chopped off my big Velveeta block. It's not a whole block. I'd already used part of it. And you don't want to get this real dark like you do when you're making milk gravy. But you do want to cook it for a minute or two here so that it will not taste like raw flour. That don't taste good. Somehow I'm getting cheese all over the darn place, y'all. Alright. That should be pretty good right there. That's cooked it long enough that we should be able to get that flour taste out. Honey, you're going to have to scoop. Y'all gotta hold on. I've got a cameraman helping me today, and it's a little difficult because I am a left-handed person. So this is a little bit... Pause! Okay, y'all. I've gotten everything washed off. Got a little bit aggravated because I'm left-handed, y'all. And I have to have room to move my left arm when I'm doing this. Even I get a little bit aggravated sometimes because I'm like I said, I'm left-handed, and it takes a lot of work for me to be able to do stuff when I've got people right under my left arm. I'm trying, y'all. This will come out of here. It is not perfect, y'all. Gina gets aggravated just like everybody else. Honey, we're going to need more milk. Alright. Hold on, y'all. I've got to get more milk before this burns. I'll have to turn my heat down. That's going to scorch. Normally, y'all, when I'm doing this and I'm not filming, I just leave my milk out because it makes it a lot easier for me to do it. This is another reason I like boxed mac and cheese. It's so dang easy. Usually the only time anybody gets homemade mac and cheese with homemade cheese sauce is on a holiday. For reals. In my house, we use the box stuff because it's just so much easier. And I'm not saying that wouldn't have worked for today, but I had plenty of cheese and stuff. As y'all see, this is melting and stuff. This cheese sauce, y'all have to keep an eye. It will scorch, and it scorches really, really easy. So you've kind of got to keep it moving around on the bottom and stuff. And keep your heat turned down sort of low too. That will make it a lot easier on you to melt your cheese without having it scorch the bottom of your pan. Right now I've got mine. In fact, I'm going to get it all the way back down to medium low. It's better to melt your cheese kind of slow and not have issues than melt it too high and have it scorched on the bottom of the pan, and then you're having to throw it out and start over. I'm thankful I do have a help today. I am trying, y'all. Down, kitty. Y'all, I'm getting a little irritated here. Get down. You're not allowed on furniture, Pat. Yes, y'all heard me tell my little kitty boy, cute as he is, he can't get up on the furniture. I don't want my cat getting on top of the counters or the stove and stuff like that. So I do have to keep an eye on that. So I don't want him getting up here and getting his little paws burned and stuff. Oh. Oh, my arm is getting tired. Pause. Okay, y'all, so we've got that cheese sauce made. Oh. Oh. This is what happens, y'all, when you start getting a little tired trying to make your food. But it's all right. I can power through this. This ain't the worst. I'm making a whole lot less today than normal on a normal holiday. So, but I'm trying to do a few things. Trying to get this stuff fairly well coated with the cheese sauce. We've got more cheese sauce in here. I'm just trying to work that through a little bit at a time so that I do not have a mess. This stuff is already a hot mess, y'all. That piece of cheese there, it will finish melting in the oven because we've got to put this in the oven here in a bit. So I'm not too worried about a little bit of cheese that ain't 100% melted yet. As you can see, my mac and cheese is going to be really cheesy. And stuff. I did not put any broccoli in this. I'd originally thought about doing it, but we ain't doing that. Gene ain't feeling it today. Alright, y'all. So we got plenty of cheese across the top. I'm going to call that one a wrap as far as making the mac and cheese. To me, that looks good to go. Some of that will soak up. I will see y'all later. In the meantime, I want to show y'all my really cute baby. I'm going to show y'all my cute little guy. This is my pretty little boy. Can you look up, Fred? Look up, Fred. Say hi. Say hi. He's like, no, Mama. He's looking at me like, Mama, you're nuts. But he's cute. He's really a sweet little boy. 95% of the time. But he's got himself a feisty side. He sure does, don't you, Bubba? Tell him, say, I'm getting treats. He's getting treats today. And he's say, I got some treats and a catnip bag. And say, I've got toys already, plenty of toys. Say, but I like catnip bags. Say, they're awesome. Anywho, y'all, we will see you in the next one. As always, thanks again for coming to Gina's Kitchen. Bye-bye.